Hi, I'm Dr. Hisham, creator of Dr. Hisham's Holistic Oral Care System, and today I'm here to show you how to make your own alkaline mouth rinse at home. This is our new Eco Refill Pack, which we launched last year in London at the Biohacking Conference, and I've been looking for this package or this kind of packaging for a number of years now, because initially, 14 years ago, we made all our packaging to be fully reusable, refillable, and recyclable. This is the most recyclable kind of plastic ever. Actually, recycling centers pay you to take this kind of HDPE plastic back. Doesn't release BPA, it's not toxic, and it's the most recyclable plastic in the world, but it's also refillable. So all the products were refillable and reusable, like I said. However, we didn't make the refills yet because I had to wait for years until I got the right kind of packaging that I want, which is compostable, to be able to make that refill. So now we've got it. So here we've got a limestone paper. So this is stone paper, not even real paper, for the outer packaging. So that comes from limestone and goes back to limestone. Fully compostable, fully photodegradable. And inside it, there's a compostable sachet that's airtight that will be inside here, and that contains the mouth rinse. Now, why is it important to make this mouth rinse at home, other than being the most frequently used product out of our whole system on a daily basis? Because you've got to rinse with it every day, morning and night, before you brush your teeth and your gums with anything, including our serum or whitening powder or any of our other awesome products. Always use the alkaline mouth rinse first to oxidize, basically oxidize bad bacteria, oxidize the biofilm, start to break it down, to stimulate your own saliva, start to moisten and wet your mouth, alkalize before you brush your teeth so that you don't break them down, remineralize, so oxidize, remineralize, start to break down the biofilm before you actually start to brush your teeth. Now you will realize very quickly that this is not a solution, it's a super saturate. There's a lot of active ingredients. There's no other mouth rinse in the world that has this much active ingredients in it. Most mouth rinses have like drops of essential oil, a couple of drops or something like that. They're active, and all the rest is alcohol and water, which is ridiculous. I've shown that in other videos, and I'll show it in next videos as well. But for now, you'll see that this is actually a very milky, super saturate solution. It's actually a suspension. And if you leave it, it will sediment. You'll see that the stuff doesn't dissolve very well. That's why when you make it, you have to mix it, you have to blend it. And even then, when you come to use it, you got to give it a shake before you use it, because you're only losing a little bit in your mouth. You want that little bit that goes in your mouth to be very concentrated with the physiological, nutritional, and health-inducing active ingredients, not just a bit of water, basically. So, how to make it? Instructions are written here, but I'll show it to you physically now. The most important thing is that the water has to be warm, not boiling hot, but warm. So 40 to 50 degrees, that's the best temperature. We use 40 degrees in our factory to make it. Triple filtered water, ozonated water, aquifer water. However, that's how we make it in the factory. At home, you might not have access to all of these things. What I want to say is the most important thing is it should be warm, and it should be chlorine and fluoride free. Chlorine is important to keep your water clean until it gets to your house. Otherwise, bacteria can grow in it, so it's fine. Just don't drink it all the time, so filter it out, and all good filters will filter out chlorine. And fluoride, other than being a toxic substance, if it is in your water, also it reacts with calcium. And one of the main ingredients in here is calcium glycerophosphate, which is remineralizing for teeth and bones. Simple chemistry. This is standard old chemistry. Fluoride leaves any solution that is dissolved in, basically, to attach itself to calcium. So it will inactivate the calcium in here. It will not be the calcium will not be bioavailable, and once you swallow it, yes, it's toxic to you inside. So fluoride-free water and chlorine-free water just by filtering it. So filter the water, either heat it up. If you want to boil it, you can boil it, that's fine, but don't use boiling water for this. Wait until it cools down a little bit. Or if you have a filter in your tap already, then really hot water from the tap, as long as it's filtered, is about that 45, 50 degrees, maximum 60, but usually it will come out around that 45, 50 degrees. How do you know? Easy. Any cheap old food thermometer from any food store, coffee frothing thermometer or food thermometer will work. So these are just two different types. One is 15 bucks, one is 20 bucks from any food, any cookware store, basically. So you can see here, we've got the water here at 46 degrees. That's perfect. 45 is a great temperature. And what you need for the whole pack is 400 mils of water and 100 grams of the active ingredients, which is what's in here. So this is how you make the whole full bottle. So everything here is actually literally food, nutrition for you, for your body, and for your good microbiome, the good bacteria. This is compostable now, either at home or in commercial composting. It will fully compost, and it's made in New Zealand, the packaging itself as well. Any blender, you can use a little blender like this, you can use a big blender, Vitamix or whatever, any blender that you have at home, any of them will work, doesn't matter which type, as long as you mix it for 2 to 3 minutes. So put it in the blender, let it blend for a full 2 minutes so that you can dissolve as much of this powder in there, and the rest is not dissolved, it's just suspended, but it becomes very small and then it's easier to solubilize. I'm not going to do the full 3 minutes in front of you here now because it's very noisy, but basically, once you're done with that, any good old cone, metal cone, hard plastic cone, and pour that inside any bottle of your choice, either our refillable bottle, which can be used again and again for a long time. These are heat resistant, especially at that temperature, heat resistant, no BPA, no toxins, and eventually recyclable. Or like I said, you can use a glass bottle. A glass bottle is totally fine, as long as if you're going to store this clear glass bottle in your bathroom, make sure it's not under direct sunlight, because direct sunlight will start to break down the mouth rinse. So either if it's a glass bottle, a clear one, hide it somewhere out of direct sunlight in your cupboard, or use a dark glass like brown glass or blue glass that blocks that sunlight. That's all fine. And when you start to use it, just give it a mix. And you can smell the beautiful menthol in there. It's food, so you can swallow it. But usually you'd rinse for a minute or longer before every brushing, morning and night. So I usually put it in, go to the bathroom, go to the shower, whatever you're doing for 5 or 10 minutes there, keep rinsing with it. You'll feel the cleanliness even before you touch your gums or touch your teeth with a brush. And it makes you salivate. You can already see now. I'm salivating. It makes you salivate. That's one of the first and most important functions of any part of our system, is to induce human physiological flow. Induce your salivary flow and alkalize that and neutralize everything that's bad in there. Talk more about the details of that later. In the meantime, this is how to make the Alkaline Mouth Rinse, Dr. Hisham's holistic oral care system, the Alkaline Mouth Rinse at home. Cheaper, easier, more eco-friendly than buying the actual bottles themselves. Initially, if you have the bottle, just refill it. Until I see you next time, always aim to look better, feel better, and be better. Thank you.